Okay, come all the way from that way. Came all the way. Let's give it up for Gianna Gatto. Oh, excuse me, Daryl McCallum. He's also lovely. There we go, sir. Thank you.
All right, all right. How is everyone tonight?
Woo!
All right. Well, I live in Hamilton now, but I'm not originally from there. I'll give you a little rundown of where I've lived in Canada. So I was actually born in this great city here, Toronto. Sorry, Tirana. Then at age 9, we moved to Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Tell me, I got 100 fuck boy, I got 2 feet and a heartbeat there, boy. Then at age 16, we moved to Vancouver. Now here's a Vancouver accent. See if you can see it. Why are you guys looking at me? This is a microaggression. I'm scared. Now I don't have a Hamilton accent yet, but I'm getting old, so I will need a mobility scooter soon. I'll drive it right in the middle of the road like everyone else does there. So when we first moved to Vancouver, all of us living in this one house, it was kind of a weird living situation. You tell me if it's weird. It was me, my brother, my mother, my stepfather, and my father.
Oh my God.
Well, he's since transitioned now. He now identifies as my sperm donor. But my stepfather never had any children of his own, which I now regret. Like, I wish he did. Especially after watching modern porn. I could use a stepsister. And my father could have at least remarried. I've seen the stepmother ones too. The last living situation I had in Vancouver was kind of interesting. It was in 2014, right downtown Vancouver. Now Vancouver's more pricey to live than even Toronto is. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. I work in restaurants, and it was a colleague had a 2-bedroom apartment there, and he needed a roommate. He was a 50-year-old gay buff dude, which I think gay buff men are kind of the mascot of Vancouver. But he said he tried to sell me on it so much that he's like, I like to fuck young men, but I don't like them to know where I live, so you'll never hear gay sex. 10 years ago, 2-bedroom apartment, total rent was $1,000. I said, for that price, I'll supply the lube, and I'll even film it for you. So, as I said, my sperm donor gave me the beautiful genetics of balding and 5'0". But he made sure I wasn't a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. We got some Leaf fans here, I assume? No one wants to own it? No one wants to own it? Well, you know what being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan is like? It's like going to a dominatrix every single day, and every single day you forget your safe word. It's just pain, 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 right? So as I said, I worked in restaurants for so long. How long, none of you asked? Well, when I started in the restaurant industry, it was only music videos that P. Diddy was forcing himself into. I only think he had about 10 bottles of lube at the time. But the restaurant industry has taught me a lot of good lessons. A lot of good lessons. The one I like to instill mostly in the younger generation that I train a lot is don't let the tips dictate your mood. Well, I'll continue with that. Let's all make sure we tip Roberto huge tonight, by the way. So don't let the tips dictate your mood. You get a good tip, don't get full of yourself. If you get a bad tip, don't let it ruin your night. I sometimes forget that lesson. I get that really nice tip. I feel like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. Just a dirty little whore. Slip me an extra fin though, and I'll toss your salad better than any chef ever will. So I'm going to switch topics now. I've done something recently that I swore I was never going to do. I am paying for YouTube Premium. I'll never go back. It's fucking amazing. No ads. I love it. I love it. That brings me to like Netflix and Prime Video. Go fuck yourselves. The reason I go for streaming, no ads, and then now all of a sudden there's ads. That's like having to go to brunch and then antiquing before the prostitute will have sex with you. That's a new one I'm working on. I saw it said online somewhere that if you're single for 4 years, it's kind of like getting your bachelor's degree. I thought that was kind of cute. It's kind of cute, right? So if you could all get together and congratulate this high school dropout on getting his 7th PhD, thank you. Now, even though I haven't been late in a while, I recently had an STD test done, just to make sure it's all working. Clean bill of health, clean bill of health. You may ask, why would you get a test if you've not had sex in a while? I figure with Christmas coming up, if the Christians can have their immaculate conception, I can have my immaculate infection. I actually was on a dating site a while ago, and I got messaged. I'm sure it's by a totally real person, not a bot. They asked me if I would be their sugar daddy. I said, listen, I'm a waiter. The best I can afford, maybe a sweet and low uncle. There's a comedy club in Vancouver or in Hamilton called Levity. A couple years back, I did a set there. I filmed it, put it on YouTube. I had a pro-choice joke on there that I really liked. Then a couple of months later, Chris Rock did his special. You know, the infamous one after the slap. Didn't that motherfucker do the exact same joke as me almost? I was like, fuck. Even though I had the receipts that I put it online first, he's Chris Rock. I can't do it anymore, right? So I tried to come up with a new pro-choice joke. I even spent 6 weeks on it. I didn't carry it to term. Before you can get to pro-choice, you have to find out if you're pregnant. And you know, with the cost of things these days, pregnancy tests can get expensive after a while.